Have you ever felt like the walls were closing in on you? Like the enemy has you cornered, and no matter where you look, to the left, to the right, behind you, there is no escape. Maybe it's a financial crisis that feels like a mountain you can't climb. Maybe it's a diagnosis that hit you like a physical blow. Maybe it's a relationship that is crumbling into dust in your hands. You look at your reality and all you see is defeat. All you see is the end. But what if I told you that what you see is a lie? What if I told you that right now, in the very room where you are sitting, there is a reality more real than the chair beneath you? What if I told you that while you see problems, heaven sees protection? Today we are going back to one of the most terrifying, adrenaline-inducing moments in the history of Israel. A moment where one man stood against an empire. A moment where an entire army was mobilized just to kill a single prophet. And a moment where a simple prayer peeled back the curtain of the universe to reveal a secret that will change the way you fight your battles forever. You are about to see the invisible, but be warned. Once you hear this story, you will never look at your empty room the same way again. If you are ready to have your spiritual eyes opened, join us on this journey. We are building a community of believers who refuse to walk by sight, but choose to walk by faith. Don't miss what's coming next. Let the journey begin. Our story takes us to the ancient, blood-soaked borderlands between Israel and Syria, also known as Aram. This was a time of Cold War shadows and sudden violence. The king of Aram was a man of war. He was calculated, ruthless, and hungry for conquest. He didn't want to just defeat Israel, he wanted to crush them. He treated warfare like a game of chess. He would gather his generals in the dead of night in the deepest. Imagine the scene. Oil lamps burning low. Maps made of sheepskins spread across a rough wooden table. The king points a jagged finger at a valley on the map. "We will hide here," he whispers. "When the king of Israel passes by tomorrow, we will ambush him. We will strike hard, and we will end this war." His generals nod. It's a perfect plan. No one knows. No one could possibly know. It is a secret locked in the mind of the king and his most trusted elite. They set the trap. They wait in the scorching sun, swords gripped tight, sweat dripping into their eyes. They wait for the king of Israel to ride into the kill zone. But he never comes. The king of Israel takes a different route. He bypasses the danger completely. But he thinks, perhaps it was luck, perhaps it was coincidence. So he tries again. He finds a new location. A steeper canyon, a darker forest. He plans the ambush with even more secrecy. He tells fewer people. They wait. The tension is unbearable. The flies buzz around the horses' eyes. The soldiers hold their breath, and again silence. The king of Israel does not show up. He has been warned. He stays away. This happens once, twice, 3 times. Now frustration turns into paranoia. Paranoia turns into rage. The king of Aram storms into his command tent, overturning tables, scattering maps. His face is red with fury. He draws his sword and points it at his own generals, men who have bled for him, men who have killed for him. "Which one of you is the traitor?" he screams. Who is it? Who is telling the king of Israel my plans? Does he have a spy in my bedroom? Does he have a spy in this very tent? Tell me, or I will kill you all. The tent goes silent. The generals look at each other with fear. To be accused of treason was a death sentence. But man who perhaps had heard rumors, whispers from the borderlands, steps forward. His voice trembles slightly. "No, my lord, O king, it is none of us. There is no spy in your camp." The king narrows his eyes. Then how? How does he know exactly where I am going to be before I even get there? The officer swallows hard. It is Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel. He tells the king of Israel the words that you speak in your bedroom. The king freezes. Elisha, the man of God, the successor of Elijah, the man who healed lepers and raised the dead. The king realizes that he isn't fighting a military strategist. He is fighting a man who has a direct line to the creator of the universe. He is fighting a man who hears the whispers of the king's heart before they even cross his lips. Pause for a second. Think about that. God knew the enemy's plans before the enemy even executed them. Whatever battle you are facing right now, whatever plot the enemy has concocted against your family, your finances, your health, God already knows. He is not surprised by your crisis. He is not caught off guard by the ambush. He is already 10 steps ahead. Do you believe that God sees what happens in the secret places? If you believe God is protecting you from dangers you don't even know about, let that be your declaration of faith today. The king of Aram is not a man who fears God. He is a man of arrogance. Instead of backing down, instead of realizing he is outmatched by the divine, he makes a foolish decision, a decision born of pride. He decides to go to war with God's prophet. Where is he? The king demands. He is in Dothan. The scouts report Dothan, a small city, a place of narrow streets and stone walls sitting on a hill surrounded by valleys. It's not a fortress, it's a trap. The king of Aram smiles. Go, he commands. Take chariots, take a great army, go by night and surround the city. Bring him to me. Notice the overkill, notice the absurdity. He sends a great army. He sends the heavy infantry, he sends the cavalry, he sends the chariots, the tanks of the ancient world, all for one man. Why? Because the enemy is terrified of the power of God in a person who is fully surrendered. Satan will always overact to your potential. If you feel like the attack against you is huge, if you feel like the opposition is overwhelming, it's because the enemy knows the power you carry. He doesn't send an army for someone who isn't a threat. If you are feeling the weight of a heavy battle, it's a compliment to your calling. Don't give up. Night falls over Dothan. The sky is a canvas of deep indigo scattered with stars. The citizens of Dothan lock their doors. They blow out their lamps. They go to sleep, assuming tomorrow will be just like today. Inside a humble house, Elisha sleeps peacefully. His servant, a young man devoted but inexperienced, sleeps nearby. But outside the walls, the darkness is moving. The Syrian army arrives. They don't attack. They don't scream. They are silent predators. They encircle the city. They block every road. They cover the surrounding hills. They fill the valley. They are tightening the noose. Imagine the sheer scale of this. Thousands of soldiers, spears sharpened, arrows nocked, chariots lined up wheel to wheel. They are waiting for the sun to rise. They are waiting for the kill. The king of Aram wants to make sure there is no escape, no miracle escape route, no hidden tunnel. He wants Elisha dead or in chains. The night passes. The air is cold. The dew settles on the iron of the Syrian swords. Dawn breaks. The first gray light of morning touches the stone walls of Dothan. Elisha's servant wakes up early. Perhaps he is going to fetch water. Perhaps he is going to prepare food. He rubs the sleep from his eyes. He stretches. He opens the door of the house and steps out into the cool morning air. He walks to the city wall, maybe to look at the sunrise. He looks out over the valley, and his heart stops. He blinks, thinking he is still dreaming. He rubs his eyes and looks again. It isn't a dream, it is a nightmare. Everywhere he looks, north, south, east, west, there is steel. The morning light glints off thousands of helmets. The valley is teeming with horses and chariots. The insignia of the Syrian army is everywhere. They are completely surrounded. Panic, cold and sharp, grips the servant's chest. He can't breathe. His mind races through the options. Run. Impossible. Fight. Suicide. Hide. They will burn the city to the ground to find us. He spins around and sprints back to the house. He bursts into Elisha's room, gasping for air. His face pale as my master. What shall we do? Hear the terror in his voice. This is the cry of humanity. This is the cry of everyone who has ever looked at their bank account and seen zero. This is the cry of the parent watching their child go astray. Alas! It's over! We are dead! There is no hope! The servant is looking at the facts, and the facts are terrible. Fact, there are thousands of them. Fact, there are two of us. Fact, we have no weapons. Fact, we are trapped. The servant represents sight. He sees the physical reality, and the physical reality dictates that they are finished. Be honest, would you have reacted any differently? If you woke up to an army outside your house, would you have panicked? I know I would have. If you've ever felt that panic, remember this: you are not alone. Because the servant thought he was alone, but he was about to learn a lesson that would echo through eternity. Elisha wakes up. He sees the terror in his servant's eyes. He hears the report of the massive army, and Elisha is calm. He doesn't pack his bags. He doesn't look for a hiding spot. He doesn't scream. Why is he crazy? Is he in denial? Does he not understand the gravity of the situation? No, Elisha is the most sane person in the room, because Elisha isn't looking with his physical eyes. Elisha looks at the young man, trembling in fear, and speaks words that have comforted believers for 3,000 years. "Do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." The servant must have looked at Elisha like he had lost his mind.
"Master, look, count them. There are thousands.
And here?
It's just me and you. What do you mean more are with us? There is nobody with us."
Elisha doesn't argue. He doesn't try to explain theology. He knows that fear cannot be argued away. Fear must be exposed to the light of truth. So Elisha does the only thing that works when fear takes over. He prays. But notice what he prays. He doesn't pray, "God save us." He doesn't pray, "God send fire from heaven." He doesn't pray, "God smite the Syrians." He prays for his servant. "Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see." That is the prayer we all need. Not "God change my circumstances," but "God change my perspective." The Lord answered Elisha's prayer instantly. The servant turns back to the window. He looks out at the same valley. The Syrian army is still there. The chariots are still there. The soldiers are still there. But suddenly, the veil between the dimensions is torn away, above the Syrian army. Behind them, on the mountains, filling the sky fire, not a forest fire, not a campfire, horses of chariots of fire, a heavenly host, an angelic battalion, radiant, burning with the holiness and power of the Almighty. They outnumbered the Syrian army 10-1. They were taller, stronger, brighter, and more terrifying than anything made of iron and wood. The mountains were full of them. The servant's jaw drops. The fear evaporates instantly, replaced by awe. He realizes the truth. The Syrian army wasn't surrounding Elisha. The angelic army was surrounding the Syrians. The enemy was trapped, and they didn't even know it. This is the secret of spiritual warfare. You might be looking at your life right now, and all you see are bills, enemies, sickness, and stress. You are looking with your natural eyes. But if God were to answer Elisha's prayer for you right now, if he were to peel back the curtain, what would you see? Psalm 34:7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear him and delivers them." You are not fighting alone. You have never been fighting alone. While you are sleeping, angels are warring on your behalf. While you are worrying, heaven is strategizing your victory. The problem isn't that God is absent. The problem is that our vision is limited. I want you to take a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Imagine the situation that is scaring you the most. Now, imagine a ring of fire surrounding that problem. Imagine the armies of God standing guard over you. Now, armed with the knowledge of who is really in charge, Elisha steps out of his house. He walks down toward the Syrian army. One old man, walking toward thousands of soldiers. The Syrian commanders must have laughed. "Look, he is surrendering." It was easier than we thought. But Elisha isn't surrendering. He is taking command. He prays a second prayer. The first prayer was to open eyes. The second prayer is to close them. "Strike this people, I pray, with blindness." Boom. Instantly, a fog of confusion descends on the Syrian army. It wasn't necessarily that they went pitch black blind. The Hebrew word suggests a mental blindness, a confusion, a daze. They lost their orientation. They lost their recognition. They didn't know where they were or who they were looking at. Elisha walks right up to the commander of the Syrian army. The commander looks at him, eyes glazed, confused. Elisha says, "This is not the way, nor is this the city. Follow me and I will bring you to the man whom you seek."
Imagine the irony!
The man they are looking for is telling them, "I'll take you to him." And he leads them. He leads the entire army, thousands of horses, chariots, soldiers, like a shepherd leading a flock of dumb sheep. He leads them away from Dothan. He leads them on a 12-mile march. Where is he taking them? He walks them right through the gates of Samaria, the capital city of Israel, the fortress of their enemy. He leads them into the city square, walls on all sides, Israelite archers on the roofs, Israelite soldiers blocking the exits. Elisha has led the entire enemy army into a death trap. Then Elisha prays a third time, "Lord, open the eyes of these men that they may see." The fog lifts. The confusion breaks. The Syrian soldiers blink, look around, and realize we are inside the capital of Israel. We are surrounded. The predator has become the prey. The hunters are now the trapped. The king of Israel is on the wall. He looks down and sees his greatest enemies delivered into his hands on a silver platter. He is trembling with excitement. He looks at Elisha and shouts, "My father, shall I kill them? Shall I kill them?"
He asks it twice.
He is ready to slaughter every single one of them. This is the moment to end the war. This is the moment for vengeance. But wait until you hear what Elisha says. It will shock you. It goes against every rule of war. It goes against human nature. Elisha looks at the king. He looks at the trembling Syrian soldiers who know they are about to die. And Elisha says, "You shall not kill them. Would you kill those whom you have taken captive with your sword and your bow?" The king is confused. Then what do we do with them? Elisha gives the command, "Set food and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master." Food.
Water? These men came to kill Elisha! They came to burn your city!
And you want to host a dinner party? Yes, this is the higher way of God. This is the power of grace. The king of Israel listens to the prophet. He prepares a great feast for them. Imagine the scene. Syrian soldiers, expecting the sword, are handed roasted lamb. They are given wine and bread. They eat nervously at first, then with relief. They are served by the very men they came to kill. When they had eaten and drunk, Elisha opens the gates and says, "Go." He sends them back to their master. Imagine the report the Syrian king received when his army returned. "Did you kill Elisha?" "Did you capture him?" "Then how did you escape? Did you fight your way out?" "No, he captured us. He could have killed us all, but he fed us. He gave us bread. He showed us mercy." The Bible ends this story with one of the most powerful sentences in Scripture. So the bands of Syrian raiders came no more into the land of Israel. The war didn't end through bloodshed. It ended through kindness. The enemy wasn't defeated by a sword. They were defeated by a meal. Elisha heaped burning coals of kindness on their heads, and it broke their will to fight. What have we learned from the dusty hills of Dothan? We learned that fear lies. Fear tells you that you are outnumbered, outgunned, and alone. But fear only sees the physical realm. We learned that prayer opens eyes. When you are in a crisis, don't just pray for the problem to go away. Pray that you can see who is standing in the fire with you. We learned that those who are with us are more than those who are with them. You have legions of angels at your back. You have the Spirit of the living God inside you. You are a majority, even if you are the only one standing. And finally, we learned that mercy is mightier than the sword. When you have the power to destroy your enemy, showing grace proves that you serve a God who is secure in his power. Maybe you are watching this video today and you feel like that servant. You've woken up to bad news. You've walked to the window and seen an army of problems. I want to pray Elisha's prayer for you right now. Lord, I pray for every person listening to my voice. Open their eyes. Let them see the chariots of fire surrounding their home. Let them see the angels protecting their children. Let them see that the victory is already won. You are not a victim. You are a victor. If this story opened your eyes today, help us share this message. Join us next time as we tell the story of a man who fought a giant with a stone and the secret courage he found in the wilderness. You do not want to miss it. The army of the enemy has gone home. The feast is set. Your eyes are open. Go in peace.